After pushing through numerous delays and controversies, Assassin's Creed Shadows has finally come out. This short video talks about the first 3 hours of the game, which of course is not even close to scratching the surface, but gives you an initial idea of what to expect without going too deep into spoiler territory. But there are a few spoilers here from the early hours, so do proceed with some caution. Just like many other fans of the franchise, I have been quite eager to see an AC game set in Japan, and yes, even after the release of Ghost of Tsushima. That was a really good game on its own merit, but what a lot of us really wanted was to do a leap of faith as a ninja. This is Naoe, a young shinobi who on the same day loses her father to a murderous cult and also discovers that her father was a member of the assassins, who are called as the League in this story. Then begins a familiar tale of Naoe seeking revenge and trying to track down the 11 people responsible for her father's death. We also have a second character, a foreign samurai, who may not be the best at jumping off from heights, but can break down a large door like it was made of paper. This second character, Yasuke, has been at the center of many debates surrounding the game, and after looking at how he was introduced in the story, I would say that those debates should have waited until the game came out. I still haven't spent a lot of time with Yasuke, as the prologue almost entirely focuses on Naoe, but in the one fight I had with him, he was happy to showcase the famous Spartan kick from the previous games and is clearly meant as a choice for players who wish to continue playing with a more aggressive approach as opposed to the stealthier approach offered by Naoe. The game doesn't open up until around the second hour, and once it does, you are hit with the usual assortment of activities to pursue over a huge map. Thankfully, the developers are now quite experienced at handing over this experience to the player, and the map offers a much better way of displaying these activities, so you don't lose track of what's going on. The Objectives tab neatly arranges your various goals into groups, and you can choose to either speedrun the main story or take your time and explore the numerous regions on the map. The actual gameplay is quite similar to what we have seen in previous games. You have viewpoints to synchronize, outposts to clear, and many collectibles to collect. After getting a brief introduction to Yasuke's aggressive approach, Naoe's stealth-based combat felt like a good challenge, and the new grapple hook really makes things more interesting. Playing on a Series X console, the game's performance is quite good and the visuals are stunning. While it might be tempting to once again bring in Ghost of Tsushima for comparison, I would say that the larger scale of Shadows' map is a valid reason for the visuals being slightly toned down, but the game still looks and plays really well. And finally, I'd like to highlight a minor but important feature that is being introduced to the franchise for the first time, the Animus Hub. This was announced a few months back, but it has been absent from recent marketing campaigns. Essentially, it is a launcher for modern AC games, but it is built into AC Shadows and not as a standalone launcher. The biggest issue with this idea is that the gorgeous art pieces that we usually get for the main menu screen are nowhere to be seen for Shadows. Now we just get this dark and cold screen that offers to launch older games. This is, of course, an idea popularized by other franchises, most recently Call of Duty. It's quite annoying. Anyway, I can complain more about this in the full review. Speaking of which, I want to take my own sweet time playing this game, so I'm not sure when a full review will come out, which is why I'm putting out this short video on the launch day. This is just to say that if you're someone who has enjoyed the previous games in the franchise, this game is definitely worth picking up. Like most modern AC titles, it is probably not going to become an industry darling, but for fans of the franchise, it delivers exactly what we were waiting for. the standard AC formula set in Japan with a huge map waiting to be explored. Alright, now I'm off to go play the game some more. Thanks for watching.
刃に